Well, today turned out to be a fairly nice day. I was able to eke out a nice profit in Johnson & Johnson, and the profit today was $11,172.51. And this was in my Johnson & Johnson trade. So come along with me and I'll take you through my trading day and I'll show you how my day unfolded to yield this trading result. And I also got into some new names today, so let's get right to it. Welcome back, everyone, to Weekly Options. Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, September 25th. Dropped a video a little bit earlier this morning, kind of recapping yesterday. And we're in the middle of the trading day right now. Market's been open really for about 45 minutes or so. Had a huge gap down on SPX today, chopped around for a bit, and then we're just heading north. I'm not too sure about what this price action means. I do know that we were probably a bit overbought, and as I was saying earlier this week, I thought that a pullback would be of some benefit, which of course we're getting. We were down as much as 0.9% on SPX and quickly bought back up into this range here where we're now only down 0.5% today. So I don't know, maybe this looks constructive, I think. I went ahead and just nibbled on a little bit of SPX calls here, and maybe we'll correct back up into this range where we were trading before. I'm not sure. I don't have a lot of conviction on that right now, so I just went with a little bit of a lower sizing on my calls, and I went a little bit further out. So I think I'm probably about 60 days out on those calls. We'll see. There's not a lot of action going on today. I'm pretty excited with JNJ. Well, I was. It was up and now it's drifting back down, but it had a nice pop up today and my position was doing pretty well from where I bought my calls. Actually, I don't really have it marked here where I bought my calls, but I bought my calls a couple of days ago, maybe somewhere down in here, and we, had a little bit of a pop up today. Hopefully this will turn around and continue to just trend in this northerly direction. I think JNJ is a pretty solid company, and these are long dated calls, so I've got a lot of time for the options to work. I think when you're trading options and you're looking for good equities to trade, you really want to trade some of the stronger names, and you want to give yourself time on the options, go in the money and give it time to work. You can play a lot of these small caps and you can do a lot of these kind of quick gaining, flash in the pan stocks. But when you're trying to trade a sustained portfolio, you've really got to be very solid on your risk management. And I think you can do that either way. If you want to trade a lot of the smaller companies, you've got to really size down, manage your risk, very tight stops. If you want to trade these companies, however, like JNJ that's been around forever, they're solid, they've got good value, they exist to go higher. You got to get a good entry point, and then you got to give your option a chance to work. And so that's kind of my strategy with this. We'll see how SPX does throughout the day. It's continuing to regain. We had just a quick dip down, and now we're just coming right back up. So pretty nice. Silver's doing well. I'm in SLV, bought some yesterday. Let's see where SLV is today. Nice gap up, doing well. It's up over 1% again today, guys. This is absolutely just meteoric, this rise in silver. And I think it's going to continue to go, quite frankly. I think that silver and the gold trade is a very nice trade. This is GLD. We'll actually look at the spot price of gold. And let's go back out to the 4-hour chart here. 4-hour chart will kind of tell a better story. Remember this, where I told everyone, hey, we're in this range, we're gonna go to the races, and sure enough, there we go. And I actually continue to like this trade through the end of the year. I don't think that 4,000 on gold is unreasonable. I don't think it is. I may be wrong, but we'll see. I remember when gold was at $2,100, and I remember thinking, "Oh my goodness, it was just it's expensive." And now we're at $3,700, and I guarantee you we'll be coming back and we'll be like, I remember when $3,700 was expensive, and we're going to be sitting somewhere like 5,000. That's just my forecast. That's my opinion. That's it. Obviously, you've got to do your own research and trade for yourself. This is just maybe a little education, but mostly entertainment, and probably mostly entertainment for me. I enjoy what I do, and this is fun. So, hope you're enjoying it. Well, I'll be back later on today with a little bit more of how the trading day is coming along. All right, who am I kidding? I just bought more gold. Um, like a moth to the flame. I just couldn't stay away. I just bought some more option contracts for December in the money in gold right here. And I'll hold it for a while and we'll see where it goes. But I do think, following my thesis that gold is going to be higher, because I do think it represents the strongest form of money. I do think it's going higher. So I went ahead and entered a gold position right here. So long gold, GLD. Okay, everyone, we are about 30 minutes to the close of trading, and this is the chart of Johnson & Johnson. This is the 15-minute chart. And as the market is kind of in this uncertain period, I just kind of want to manage my risk by taking my winners whenever I can. I got into Johnson & Johnson here on the 19th. This was Friday. And what I liked about this was we had this big wick down and it was bought up on good volume, as you can see here. So I entered a long position on last week, Friday, and we've just kind of been shopping around a little bit. Today, we've kind of popped up just a little. We had this nice elevation at the start of the day in the price action, then it retraced, and now it's back up. But as you can see, these moving averages are trending upward a little bit, and then price is a little bit higher. And then when I turn on my linear regression channels, you can see that we're in this ascending linear regression channel. We're kind of right at the mean as far as deviations go. And I'm in profit on this trade by about 12%. And what I might do is just go ahead and sell this today before market close, take my profits. It's a 5-figure profit, and I'll reclaim my capital back into cash as a cash position so that I can be a little bit nimble depending on what this market does. Because when I look at SPX, I just really don't have a clue. We're coming down lower. Are we going to go down lower yet, or are we going to bounce back up? I'm not too sure. And whenever the market's in this little bit of a tepid situation, I like to maintain a cash position to stay safe, manage my risk. And when the waters are calmer, then I can always get back in. Or if a clear direction is established, then I can trade in that direction. So I'll manage my risk by selling my JNJ before market close. It's been a nice trade, JNJ. Thank you so much for the win. We'll probably play again on another day. I'm looking at actually, this is the 2-hour chart of uranium, URA, ETF. And I like what I see. I traded uranium a few months ago and did really well with it. Looks like price was doing very well back here in July into August, kind of just chopped around, hit a bottom, and then it just got in this ascending channel here. And it's just been respecting this 100-period linear regression channel. This is the 2-hour chart, and we had some good buying activity today. This candle started lower and it was immediately bought up, so buyers were waiting right here to take advantage of this. And then throughout the day, we've just kind of chipped higher. We're up 1% on the day. So it looks like we've been going up here, a little corrective activity, going up some more, a little bit of corrective activity, and I'm looking to continue this trend. So I think I'm going to establish a position in uranium, and I think this looks like a favorable entry point. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. Okay, guys, so the market is now closed and the trading day is now concluded. SPX looks like a little bit of a mess, quite frankly. We crossed over. We can see these moving averages crossing over. The 21 period moving averages crossing below even the 200 period moving average and the 100 period moving average, and maybe the 100 might cross below the 200. So we're getting a bit of a rollover here, and this is the 15-minute chart. So whether this is part of a larger move or it's something that's sustained will remain to be seen. When you look at the 4-hour chart, this is just looking just like a tiny pullback, a correction in an otherwise stable channel. But it's tough to tell. I think staying nimble is the key. And when I look at the 15-minute chart, I either think that tomorrow we're going to either roll back over like this, or with this gap down and some of this exhaustion selling down in here, that we'll correct back up and continue in a positive direction. So we'll see how things go tomorrow. We got some new tariff announcements today, and I'm not quite sure what to make of that. I think we all have tariff fatigue, and so I don't know if the market's necessarily going to jump off of a cliff just because we're hearing new tariffs. So we'll see how tomorrow goes, but let's just look back at the Kinfo and see how the month is coming along. We'll look at the calendar. And as you can see, I am now at $502,000 on the month of September, which is pretty nice. It was kind of a soft goal of mine, as I mentioned on my last video, to at least gross $500,000 for the month, and I'm there right now. Of course, I've got 2 more trading days to ruin it or add to the cushion. We'll see how it goes. But it's been a nice month so far, having fun trading these markets. Let me know down in the comments, what are you trading? Where are you finding success in the market? Let me know in the comments what you're doing. So until next time, guys, take care and happy trading.